show you today is how to store your onions. It's beginning of September now, so as soon as the tops of your onions, the green bits, have fallen over and gone brown, and if you've got a good day, then pick them, pull them all up, and I'll show you how to store them so that they will last for a nice long time. Right, well, here are my onions, all the red ones and the white ones. As you can see, most of the tops have all gone. This one is tops all gone brown. This one here, it's going, but there's no point in leaving some in the ground and picking the ones that the tops have gone. He's not going to grow anymore because all the greenery started to fade and some of it's already gone brown, so you might as well pick them up. Now, when you store your onions, you need to make sure that they dry out. They are actually quite, if you feel them, they are quite damp. But what they need to do is they need to dry out, and you need to put them in a frost-free place. If you have space in your greenhouse, unfortunately I don't because it's got plants growing in there, then put them in your greenhouse or a cold frame if you've got a cold frame. If you don't, stick them in a garage, or I'm going to put mine in the shed. Most of them are absolutely fine. I did come across one. The only ones you can store are the firm ones, so give them a bit of a squeeze, okay? If you get one and you squeeze it and it goes in like that, then it means that it's rotten inside, okay? But I picked this one just to show you anyway. So any that are squishy, don't keep them. Throw them away because they won't store. And if the squishy one is next to a nice one, it'll then send this one horrible, okay? So you will only put in to dry out the best ones you have. Okay, you can keep a few in the fridge and as you need them, use them, but if you're going to store them for a very long time, hopefully until spring next year, then you need to sort of make sure that they're really top notch. Okay, I'll show you now what I'm going to put them on. Now, all I've got here is an old greenhouse shelf. It actually goes that way. But I kept them because I thought I'd use them. They're from one of the sort of the cold frame greenhouses. You usually get 3 shelves or 4 shelves. So if you've got some of these will be perfect. Preferably not a plastic box. You need to have the air to circulate, okay? Not a tin box either, because the air won't be able to circulate in there. You need something with quite a few holes in. I did one year just line them all up and put them all on the shelves and leave them in the greenhouse that way, and they're absolutely fine. The only problem is if you've got some small ones and they'll slip through the hole, so do be aware of that, okay? But I'm going to do this upside down, and then it's sort of like a little tray. I can carry them and they won't roll off. So all you need to do, don't bother about taking the tops off, because if you want to plait them when they're dry, then you'll need the tops on. So just sort of stick them on there, one layer. Make sure you squeeze them at a time. You see, these 2 are too small, so I'll put those in the fridge and I'll use those first. Okay, so just put all your onions all over, single layer. Make sure there's a little bit, tiny little bit of space between them. Oh, that one will go. And that's all you need to do. And once you've filled that up, just put it in your frost-free place. Check them every now and then, go along and just give them a bit of a squeeze. And if any of them are a bit soft, either use them straight away, or if they are really, really soft, like the other one I showed you, then throw them away. Well, they'll need to stay in their frost-free place for about, oh, it varies really, I would suggest about a month to 6 weeks. Okay, for them to get thoroughly dried out. When they are thoroughly dried out, the outside, all the soil will fall off, because you know that they've dried, because all the soil that you've got on the bottom will just sort of fall away, and then the outside sort of will peel away, and it will be easy to get off, so you know that they're nice and dry. If you're not sure, just leave them on the tray. You could actually go to the supermarket, and I don't know if they still do them, but they used to do the cardboard sort of boxes that they put the bananas in, or the apples or stuff like that. They're quite low. they would be quite good because they would absorb any moisture, but just don't put quite so many in, because if the cardboard then does get very, very wet, then obviously all of them may well go a bit mouldy, and you don't want that. But that would be another thing to try if you've got a greengrocer's by you or a supermarket that do them. But just leave them on the tray in the frost-free place and use them when you want to. You can dig them up and use them now if you want, or if you don't have place to store them, you can always cut them up into slices and freeze them. That's another way, but I won't be doing that because my chest freezer is full. Anyway, I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye.